The treatments covered here and on the site are based on neuroplasticity, our brain's natural ability to grow. Utilizing neuroplasticity, our objective is to increase activity in underactive brain regions impacted by depersonalization. Overcoming this disorder requires a holistic treatment method. Many more studies must be done to find which method may be the most effective, but all treatments in combination will be more effective than one on its own. It impacts large amounts of our society, and in addition to most never receiving a diagnosis, there are zero cures or treatments. Medicines don't work. Counselors can be effective for talking through things, but are generally not effective for overcoming this disorder. Counseling does not reestablish the connection within the disrupted brain networks, and as they continue to atrophy over time, the disorder will continue to progress and cause further physical health problems, as well as changes in behavior. Like any other disorder, disease, sickness, broken bone, or whatever else, if it is not treated properly, it will worsen. Our bodies want to fix themselves. They are designed for survival. They are designed to make corrections and fix themselves. It's just a matter of having a better understanding of how these mechanisms work and how these proper corrections and adjustments take place. Again, as of making this, there are no documented cures or treatment methods, but given the clinical presentations, the methods addressed here and on the site can be at the very least an effective starting point for treating depersonalization. Overcoming DPDR requires reestablishing order within the disrupted brain networks. I covered the brain networks more in the DPDR in the brain video, but I will touch on them again here. 3 of our brain's major networks are implicated within depersonalization. Those 3 networks are the default mode network, the salience network, and the task positive or central executive network. The default mode network is very important in constructing our identities. It is you. It's active when we're daydreaming, when we're thinking about ourselves or others, and whatever inputs the default mode hubs receive from other regions of our brain may influence changes in identity, personality, and behavior. The task positive or central executive network is active when you are focused on something, when something demands your attention, and it operates inversely with the default mode network. And the salience network is a regulatory network responsible for a lot of our emotional response, emotional processing, responding to salient stimuli like sights, smells, and sounds, and it is also responsible for switching between the default mode network and the task positive network. These are defined networks with recognized roles and responsibilities that have been replicated across multiple studies. And brain scans of depersonalized individuals consistently show similar patterns of disruption within these networks across those affected. These treatments act on those networks and their specific roles and responsibilities. With DPDR, there is decreased activity within salient network regions and increased activity within default mode network hubs. These disruptions lead to changes in the individual's identity more over time. Again, this is our complete brain. Our emotional personality and rational personality are naturally integrated. Those affected by DPDR are often stripped of emotional aspects of their identity. Depersonalization leads to an overregulation of emotional salient regions. Individuals maintain their rational personality and are left in a foggy, dreamlike state. This means that in order to address this disorder and overcome it, you must increase activity within our salience network critical for our emotional personalities. We need to increase activity in these salient regions to engage our attentional task-positive network. Supporting this argument, clinical improvements with depersonalized patients show increased insula activity, which is a primary hub within the salience network. This increased brain activity or neuroplasticity can be achieved through the following methods. There are many lifestyle changes and less conventional treatments that can help overcome depersonalization, such as fasting, aerobic exercise, yoga and meditation, hyperthermic conditioning, proper posture and breathing, therapeutic massage, and proper sleep. Unfortunately, due to the disorder's impact on hypothalamic regions, good sleep and proper breathing can be impacted, especially over time. Fasting, vigorous exercise like hyperthermic conditioning, therapeutic massage, and vagal nerve stimulation should be frontline treatments for depersonalization. Intermittent fasting is a term used to describe a variety of eating patterns in which no or few calories are consumed for time periods that can range from 12 hours to several days on a recurring basis. Intermittent fasting regimens can help induce a metabolic switch that can assist in facilitating our immune response and initiate neuroplasticity. Lifestyles characterized by little or no intermittent metabolic switching, which can be characterized as 3 meals per day plus snacks and negligible exercise, can result in suboptimal brain functionality and increase the risk of major neurodegenerative and psychiatric disorders. A 48-hour fast resulted in higher parasympathetic nervous system activity and decreased resting frontal brain activity. It also resulted in improved prefrontal cortex-related cognitive functions, such as mental flexibility. Intermittent fasting regimens also induce the coordinated activation of signaling pathways that optimize physiological function, enhance performance, and slow aging and disease processes. Findings show complex and coordinated adaptations of the brain and body that enable the individual to maintain and even enhance their cognitive and physical performance for extended time periods in the fasted state. With fasting and extended exercise, liver glycogen stores are depleted and ketones are produced. This is where the name for the ketogenic diet comes from. This metabolic switch in cellular fuel source is accompanied by cellular and molecular adaptations of neural networks in the brain that enhance their functionality and bolster their resistance to stress, injury, and disease. Cognition, sensory motor function, and physical performance can be enhanced by intermittent metabolic switching protocols involving intermittent fasting and/or vigorous exercise. Fasting and exercise upregulate neurotrophic factor signaling, antioxidant and DNA repair enzymes, protein deacetylases, and autophagy, which is the body's way of cleaning out damaged cells. Based on stress influence on the body, stress is classified into healthy eustress and unhealthy distress. Chronic stressors are generally well known for adverse effects on the body, particularly cognitive decline. Intermittent fasting could improve cognitive function through eustress and preserve the brain against distress by regulation of the inflammatory response pathway. In terms of the salience network, studies have found that salience network activity is reduced by a meal. There need to be many more studies done for this as a treatment option, as it appears that body fat percentage may play a role in salience network connectivity. In multiple studies, the percentage change in salience network connectivity after a prolonged fast did correlate to body fat percentage. After prolonged fasts, salience network connectivity increased in lean subjects and decreased in obese subjects. It would be best to make sure you talk to a doctor beforehand if you possibly have any underlying health issues, and if you do decide to fast, make sure you start slowly and increase the length over time. Our bodies have evolved to operate in a fasted state. You do have to listen to your body, but that doesn't mean that you should be afraid to push yourself or make yourself feel uncomfortable. Hyperthermic conditioning can be another incredibly effective way of overcoming DPDR. The locus coeruleus norepinephrine system is thought to act as a reset signal, allowing brain network reorganization in response to salient information in the environment. It has been found that boosting norepinephrine transmission changes functional connectivity between and within resting state networks. Locus coeruleus norepinephrine mediated changes are associated with attention reorientation, enhancing sensory processing, and refocusing attention to salient stimuli, all of which are impairments depersonalized individuals experience. One of the brain regions that the locus coeruleus works through is the hypothalamus, a brain region that is underactive in DPDR. In heat exposure studies, among other studied measures, norepinephrine secretion increased at varying temperature levels. Therapeutic massage can be another effective way of treating depersonalization, as our bodies hold on to stress and tension that we've built up throughout the years. And to clarify, this is therapeutic massage targeted at fascia that is built up over time. It is not traditional massage, deep tissue massage, hot stone massage, or another type of massage. It can be very painful, but it's extremely effective. One study showed that a Swedish massage targeting the plantar surface of the foot showed increased activation in the somatosensory cortex, insula, and thalamus. And massage therapy affects somatosensory regions and helps modulate emotional, regulatory, cortical, and limbic regions. In addition to the aforementioned methods, vagal nerve stimulation may also help address the symptoms of DPDR. The vagus nerve is a major component of the autonomic nervous system and sends information to brain regions important in the stress response, like the locus coeruleus, orbital frontal cortex, insula, hippocampus, and amygdala. This pathway may be involved in various somatic and cognitive symptoms that characterize stress-related disorders like depersonalization. Being that vagal tone is correlated with the capacity to regulate stress responses and can be influenced by breathing, its increase through meditation, proper breathing techniques, and yoga likely contribute to resilience and the mitigation of mood and anxiety symptoms. These may not be answers for everyone, but these methods are at the very least effective starting points. Depersonalization may present as a result of another disorder, and these treatments need to be replicated across studies in those affected. But our brains have defined networks with specific roles and responsibilities, and depersonalization shows consistent disruptions within these networks. These treatments act on those networks and their specific roles and responsibilities. Our bodies are not as resilient as we get older, and the physical and mental health problems that arise will further as we get older, and our bodies break down more as the disorder progresses and causes further changes in behavior and personality. The site goes further in depth with these methods, as well as lists other methods and treatment options in addition to the lifestyle changes, such as talk therapy, TMS therapy, and possible effective medications. That being said, these are the most effective treatment methods. They initiate neuroplasticity, they provide a wide array of other health benefits, and they do not have the negative side effects of medication that will most likely be ineffective. However, I do recommend participating in some form of talk therapy if you are possibly lacking other emotional support methods or people to talk to, as the emotional experience may be very overwhelming as the depersonalization resolves. Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video. You can find more information on the project's website, otbproject.com. All the information discussed in these videos is thoroughly researched and sourced on the site. As always, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as these types of disorders have very negative impacts on the individuals and the people around them, and educating yourself or sharing this information could make all the difference in the world for you or a loved one.